Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday nights. It's time for your favorite Alabama program, period. It's the Bama Standard. Before we start getting the introductions going, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're in the chat, let's get things rowdy tonight. If you're watching the replay, get in the comment section, show us some love. As always, we're brought to you by Workspace Solutions. They're the guys who keep the lights on for us, but also if your business needs a digital presence or a full-fledged marketing team, they're the ones to call. First and foremost, he is the undefeated, undisputed king of comedy and the star of the show, Steve Brown.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Hey, man, as you can see, I got my Bible. I'm praying for my Crimson Tide to get it right, and I think it's going to happen. So let's make it happen, man. I'm ready to do this. Let's get it.
Tell the truth, you got a flask in there for real.
And the backslider next to him is a 1999 All-SEC linebacker. And when Ric Flair said to be the man, woo, you got to beat the man. He is that man, Marvin Constant.
That was a real underhanded comment, Justin. Just want you to know that.
All I heard was
starting off today. Cool.
All I heard was that you're ungrateful. All right. And we're moving on to somebody who is grateful. He is a senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama magazine. He keeps Paul Feinbaum employed. And ladies, he is the international sex symbol, but no touching. He's taken. Stephen M. Smith.
What's up, everybody? Now, hey, my boy Marvin, I'm happy your wrist is getting better, man. I'm happy your wrist is getting better, Marvin.
Well, thank you, sir.
Hey, you notice every time he introduces you, I put these on because I'm a big fan. So, yeah.
Yes, folks, it is available in our gift shop.
And folks, the glasses actually come like that. Like you can't change them.
You cannot change them. And last but not least, the two-time national champion, two-time USFL champion, and the baddest man to ever tote the rock, the Bo Scarborough. What's up, Bo?
What's up, Bo? Ronnie Clark. What's up, Ronnie?
What's going on, Bo? What's going on?
Man,
Stephen M. Smith. Let's go ahead and introduce one of our first guests. If you will, do what you do best. Get the people fired up for who we got in the room here.
Oh, absolutely. Our first guest comes from none other than Calera, Alabama. Straight out of Calera, one of the most highly profiled athletes during his time playing high school ball. Could play DB, could play running back, could play whatever you want to play him at. And then he comes to the University of Alabama where he played DB, he played running back, he won national championships, he won SECs. He was a glue guy. My brother was a glue guy in that locker room. One of them dudes, the way he said something, everybody else shut up because this dude knew what he was talking about, and he led like he knew what he was talking about. And now my man is a high school coach, so he's teaching these young guys how to do it right. I would love to see him come back at some point and coach under Nick Saban, but that's his decision, not mine. His. We got Ronnie Clark in here. Let's go.
What's
Sir.
What's up? Y'all doing?
What you say,
What's up,
Ronnie?
man? Ronnie, before we get started, I just want to know, did you have anything to do with that band director getting jumped on at Minor High School? I want to know, did you have anything to do with that?
No, I ain't had nothing to do with that. I heard about that, though. That's kind of, hey, that's something wrong. I don't know what's going on with these high school games now, but that's bad. It's bad. It's getting serious out there. Yeah.
Well, folks, we got a pretty good show lined up. We have another guest that's going to be coming on in about 30 minutes, but we got the man of the hour with us right now, Mr. Ronnie Clark. Before we start doing our thing, we're bringing back one of the hottest segments, and that's Constant's Chaos, where Marvin gives his unfiltered view of whatever he sees going on in college football. And as you probably know, he has a lot to be upset about here in Alabama football, but we're going to turn it over to him.
Hey, listen, man. I don't know what's going on with the SEC as a whole right now, because across the board, what I seen these past few weeks, especially this weekend, from Georgia struggling with South Carolina to Georgia and Florida and Tennessee, that whole situation, Texas A&M loses to Miami, and we go to the half 3-3 with South Florida. My mouth won't even allow me to say that without feeling some kind of way. 3-3 at the half with South. They look like a damn little league team. Straight Pop Warner. How is it you come out and you let South Florida handle you at the point of attack? They were dismantling our offensive line with their defensive line. They had that one kid, number 8. We couldn't block him to save our damn life.
D.D. Evans.
One man.
Yeah, D.D. Evans.
One man rip your offensive line apart and you do nothing about it. And the fact that we won the game 17-3, that's an overstatement to me, because that last touchdown was a give me. Man, listen, man. If you don't have the balls to whoop a team like South Florida, we are in trouble. This is going to be a long season. And they always say, we're not those guys. You're damn right. Come on, man. Where's your pride? Where's your work ethic? And then you call a players only meeting after the fact. You should have had that this summer when you're out there in 120 degrees, damn near dying. That's when you get your mind right. Not after you almost lose to South Florida.
They have to announce to the world they're having a players only meeting. To be honest with you, I think they've done enough talking, enough attention to themselves. That's something that they need to do in private, and they need to handle business, because we've heard enough of the Sunday school responses every week, week after week. Oh, we're not focused. Oh, we should have taken them more seriously. We had anxiety. Enough.
I'll say this: most overrated offensive line in the SEC, hands down.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
you come out with these big bodies and you can't even run the ball.
Yeah.
What good are they for? Again, Golden Corral, CC's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of think of what's going on, man. It's kind of like what I see is like, they got so many guys, right, but don't know what I want to do. I don't know why I want to plug them in the puzzle. And I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you know what the bread and butter is and what we do, and that's run the football and that's play smash mouth football all day, every day. It don't matter who we line up against. So at the end of the day, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, with the pieces that we have and the structure and the scheme that we're trying to do from week to week, sometimes it's not matching up, and it's very, very exposing to a lot of teams and a lot of programs. I think that's the biggest thing that's going on, is that we're exposing a lot of what's really been happening in our program, you know what I'm saying, that we have been able to probably cover up over the past 3 or 4 years since, I was there and you was there, Marvin. You know what I'm saying? It's been kind of, you know what I'm saying? But you had enough dogs and you had enough guys to pretty much cover that up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to tell you what the problem is here. Problem here is the mistakes were covered up for so long after we had those great coaches leave, thanks to Lane and Coach Sarkisian. Now that we don't have them to score all those points, you're seeing those holes in the coaching staff. Is this the same elite staff that we're used to having at Alabama? Oh, no. Who do you know on that staff by name other than Kevin Steele? No one. So, again, we have the bad news bears damn coaching staff, and that ain't damn helping.
Steve, the pin up for you, Steve, before we let Ronnie add his thought. What did you have to add to it?
Well, first off, the Jalen Milroe situation, man, I'm glad that we finally appointed a quarterback. That is one. And I think that there are a lot of internal issues going on. And when you handle internal issues, you don't come out with the statement, we had a players only meeting. Let it stay internal and you fix it, beat up guys, do what you got to do. Now, since we do have our quarterback, our OC, now he has the job of doing what everybody's been telling him to do. Play to Milroe's strengths, RPOs, get into the perimeter, quick screens, quarterback runs, wildcat, stuff like that. Again, that drop back passer stuff is not working because we don't have the linemen to hold the line that long. So, it's good that we got that now. So now everything is on Tommy Rees, and that's just what it is. That's what I see.
But you know what's going to happen? With this offense and that coordinator, we're about to make Pete Golding like a damn genius, and I'm going to lose it on Saturday.
I don't believe that. I don't believe
If we
that.
make Pete look like a genius, I'm gonna lose it. I'm telling you now. We cannot lose to Pete.
I can feel you on that. As much as you couldn't stand Pete last year, Marv, I can understand your comment right there.
We're about to make him look like the world's greatest defensive coordinator. I can see it already.
It's not gonna happen.
I pray.
I don't think it's gonna happen either. I don't think it's gonna happen either.
What I want to see is, I want to see 1 week where the kicker and the punter are not the MVPs. Back-to-back weeks, we've seen Will Reichert and James Burnap save the game.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me say something, Justin. Listen, you got to understand something. When Milroe was playing, we were scoring points. Yes, he had 2 turnovers, but we were scoring points. Saban tried the other 2. We didn't score points. This is game 3. So now the offense should be able to wake up. And with a player like Milroe playing, who is a dynamic playmaker, I think we're going to be fine. It's going to open up a whole lot for our offense if Tommy Rees plays according to Milroe's skill set. That's
don't let Pete embarrass you. If you let Pete embarrass you, you go down in history as Alabama's worst assistant coach in the history of assistant coaches. How do you do not let Pete embarrass you, man? My God, it's Pete.
I also want to add too, man, kind of like, what I see is just more of like, I didn't like the move of what they did versus South Florida. I think that he should have still been at the quarterback.
Absolutely.
Definitely should have, given him that opportunity. He only had so many games before in the past, but the day and age and the time now is different, and how people view on how ready you're supposed to be because of the hype that surrounds you. But
exactly.
What I know that when you have an athlete that's at that position, that's probably, at the end of the day, to me, 92% probably the most athletic guy on the field every time he touches the ball. That's in my opinion. But that's the biggest thing that you have to do when you're that type of quarterback is to win. I mean, I felt like he tried to still sit in the pocket a little bit, prove a little bit that he can throw. But we all know you can throw. We all know that you're an athlete. We all know that you can make plays, keep making plays, and win games. I think that needs to be his biggest thing going forward, is just to win football games. Don't worry about what everybody else is saying. Don't worry about the critics. Don't worry about the positioning. If you have that positioning, you get in that start, don't let it get taken away from you and win football games. That's the biggest thing that he has to do.
Here's the thing people got to understand, especially about looking at Saturday. Lane Kiffin is the mastermind behind the offense Alabama runs. You don't think he's going to tell Pete everything he needs to know? So if Tommy don't get his crap together, we in trouble.
But Ronnie, I still don't think hat on hat all throughout the game. I don't think that they will last. That's just me.
3-3 at halftime with South Florida.
I feel you, but I don't know.
Ronnie, I do have to disagree a little bit.
It's hard to kind of see that too.
I do have to disagree a little bit. I think Milroe was staying long in the pocket because he's felt like he's being forced to do so by his offensive coordinator. He was trying again to make him into Bryce Young. He is not Bryce Young. Like Steve said, get him out of the pocket. He wasn't calling plays that fit the skill set. But not only that, he wasn't calling plays to mask the deficiencies of the offensive line either. So he needs to also get that in check to move forward with this offense. But I do have to ask the question, how is it that we have 3 offensive linemen who were upperclassmen who are performing this abysmally? How is it that there is no continuity between any of these guys up front? I get Caden Proctor's a young guy. He's going to have his bumps. He's going to have his shortcomings, but he's going to grow. But you have J.C. Latham, Seth McLaughlin. You also have Tyler Buchner up front. What's going on?
Running plays off Tecmo Bowl.
Okay, so I personally, I'm not panicking about the offensive line because again, it was told to me by very reliable sources that the team kind of showed up but didn't show up, and they were very displeased about Milroe not being the starter. That's just what it is. And again, there are a lot of internal issues going on. They were very unhappy with that, so they went out there and they did what they did. But as football players, you have to be tuned in and ready to go at all times, no matter what happens. So I'm blaming the whole team on that. And it's good that they are sticking up for Milroe, but you still got a game to play.
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. It's just hard to tell just from what we had and what we did. I don't even like to compare no more because there's nothing to compare. I think each generation and each, you know what I'm saying, teams that we had at Alabama, I mean, they all had their different strong point. They all had their different, you know what I'm saying, a thing that they had. So I just think that, you know, the line, they're not gelling together. They're not really talking. I think they're just out there kind of just going through the motions, as you say, in a way. But, I mean, just knocking people down every play. I just remember people just getting into fights every day. You know what I'm saying? People who get mad about you not going hard, or, you know what I'm saying, you taking it soft on one another. Like, we used to get mad at each other about that. I don't think that's
Ronnie, you know something else? You know something, Ronnie? During that game, the only person who was really showing emotion on the sideline was Jalen Milroe. He was the only one. And even the commentators said it's like they're just there. They're just chilling.
Listen,
the team's not having fun, man. It's just not. You can tell.
The only person that was showing emotion on the field defensively was Malachi Moore until Deontay Lawson made a big play on 4th down, and then you saw Coach Robert Bala get excited and get on the field and chest bump Deontay Lawson, but the team looked lifeless out there.
Hey, man, listen, I don't give a damn what we mad about. I ain't finna go out of here on this field and let nobody else hand me my ass and embarrass me. I'm sorry. Yeah. Where's the pride? Pride. Exactly. You know, the P word, you know, pride, Pride, not P-U. Get it.
I like that word too now. I like that one. I like that one too.
Play like a man, like you got
be
some
careful,
balls.
it's a bit slippery. But yeah, absolutely. Pride does come into the equation. You know, if we go back to anybody on this panel's playing days, if what we saw on Saturday has happened, people are getting punched in the mouth. If you're like Tony Brown, you get sent home without question. And it also filters onto the field. The opposing team sees that weakness. They see that don't give a damn attitude. And to be honest with you guys, when they look at us, they see a bunch of kids behind the script A playing dress up. There's no fear in the eyes of opponents. They know that Reuben Foster, Rolando McClain, Ashawn Robinson aren't behind the script A anymore. When opponents played them, they left the field different. A part of their soul was taken away from them. Now they're facing overpaid kids playing dress up.
Wearing skirts.
You know something, man? You know something? I will say this, Justin. You mentioned Tony Brown. Tony Brown got sent home because the players wasn't putting up with that shit. They were policing themselves. In this day and time, with a team like we have now, Tony Brown will have his way. He would do anything he want to do, come in late, do whatever. Not saying Tony Brown's a bad kid, but a kid like that, because nobody wants to step up and hold the others accountable. Everybody wants to be buddy. We're wearing an A, and that's just what it is. But like I said again, I think that, you know, from what I saw on the last game, Milroe is the only one. Him and Malachi Moore are the only ones that's really stepping up emotionally, from what I see.
Steve, I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you a point that one of my coaches used to always tell us, and it hit homes today as much as it did then. You know what he said to us? I'm here to prepare you, not pacify you. No damn difference.
I like that. I like that.
And guys, one of the most telling things from the game this Saturday, I don't know how closely you paid attention, was when we had the rain delay. The cameras were following Coach Saban back to the locker room. If you looked at him for the first time, at least to me, he looked old. He looked like a man that was defeated. His eyes showed it. He looked like a man who didn't have control anymore of his team, and he was just there trying to do the best he could with what he had to deal with. And you can even see that in the way that he talks in his press conferences and on the field. He doesn't get quite as mad anymore. Am I off base?
No, he looks like I'm gonna tell you what he looks like. He looks like, I'm sick of y'all asses.
Steve, you know what it is?
That's what he looks like.
If my team went to halftime 3-3 with South Florida, I look like roadkill 2 hell.
Yeah. But I just think the overall I think how the way he looks, how I look at him is just more like what has college football come to. Just
oh my
what,
God, I'm about to run
what
up out of
has
here.
it come
That's
to?
what
Like,
it is.
do I even want to even continue to keep doing this because of what it's becoming? And
I'm sorry.
I
I
think
don't mean to
that's the
cut you off.
biggest question.
Time out. Stop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's rude of me. Please say that again. I'm sorry. Say it again. What do you
No,
look
I
like?
was just saying that it just looked like he looks like what has college football come to? Like, do I even want to continue to do this because of what's going forward and what's happening with the money, with the players, the attitude, the conferences, the super conferences? Like, I mean, it's just adjusting super fast, super quickly that I don't think, a person his age, like I say, I mean, he just, it's one of those things that's going through his head. I think that's probably what's going through his head. Like what does college football
I
come
believe
to?
that.
Well,
Yeah.
I can
I
tell you
believe
this.
that. Justin, I believe that. I believe that 100%.
I don't want to see him turn into Joe Paul 2.0. I don't want
Yeah.
to have that in my head when I think of Coach Nick Saban and all the greatness that he's accomplished. Sometimes it's okay to know when to say when and step away because, again, like my coach always say, know the difference between preparing and pacifying these kids. And today, most of these kids just want to be pacified. So I couldn't coach them either.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Clark, you said a word then. Boy, that was it right there. That was
Yeah,
it.
definitely. And then when you just looking at like just what it's come into, like when I saw something about the ticket sale of what Colorado's tickets were versus what they are now, and then what you see is being brought there, what you're seeing is being brought across the different schools and different brands. I mean, it's just changing. I mean, it's more like a concert. It's almost like if you go to a Colorado game now, it's like you may probably end up going to the national championship game because every celebrity's going to be there every week. So
Yep.
who wouldn't want to go do that? You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird, and it's just the whole aura of like the standard of brotherhood and passion and doing it together is not there no more, really. Nowhere to me.
You bring up a very good point before I go to Steve. Whether you approve of Deion's way of coaching or whether you hate it. Some people don't like it at all. They don't like the circus, the Six Flags over Boulder. But one thing that I think we can all agree to is that, one, his players are buying into the process, and two, when it comes down to it, they're going to fight for him all day long. Can we say the same of Tuscaloosa right now?
Who's coaching his D-line?
Sal Sunseri.
Say that one more time, Stephen.
What's that, Stephen?
Sal Sunseri.
Again, Prime put together a superior coaching staff. You give him a little bit of talent with a superior coaching staff, and you get those kids to where they're fundamentally sound and they buy in, then yeah, you're gonna win games you normally wouldn't win. But we gotta play some of these coaches.
Like I said before, Freddie Roach, man, I loved him as a player, but personally, I would rather see him coaching the linebacker, something that he has perfected and did all he could as a player, and let a D-line coach come in and coach the D-line. I just don't think. I mean, because under Freddie, I don't know what it is, but they're not getting any type of penetration. But I really feel like he can teach those linebackers a thing or two as far as toughness, grit, reading, all that. But and it's nothing against him. I like him, love him to death. Good guy, great player. But I just feel like we need a Bo Davis. And it seems like everybody Alabama's had is coming back to kick our tails. And I'm gonna tell you, Marvin is going to run through a wall if Pete Golden comes back and beat Alabama.
Stephen, I got to ask a question. Stephen, you have followed recruiting pretty closely. I mean, it's your job. You can't sit here and tell me, out of all these 4 and 5 stars, we've had that many misses. So do you feel like it ultimately has fallen on coaches who just don't know how to develop players?
It's a development, but it's also, it goes back to, and Ronnie and Bo can attest this also, you got to recruit the kids that want you. You got to recruit the kids that understand the tradition, the passion, like what it means to put on that uniform and to go out there and, as Marvin says, kill everything moving. And Alabama is not recruiting those types of kids. Like back then, you go back, you look at Saban's first 3 or 4 or 5 recruiting classes. Those guys were all killers. those guys were natural born killers. Like those guys took the field and they made stuff shake. They made stuff happen. And a lot of those guys were not 4 and 5 stars. A lot of those guys were 2 and 3 stars that just wanted put that piece of meat in front of me. I'm tearing it up, and I'm eating yours too. That's what those kids were. That's how those athletes were out there on the field because they wanted it that bad. You look at these kids now, football is not a thing that they love, it's what they like. They don't love it. They don't grind after it. They don't eat, sleep, breathe it. They're like, that's cool. Football.
It's just the means of getting attention for them. Do you understand? I had the perfect T-shirt design with the beat peak for this week, but I can't even make it because I don't even think
we're gonna win. Hey man, let me tell you something, man. I want y'all to understand something. Oh, I'm sorry. I want y'all to understand something. As a professional entertainer, the biggest problem we have now is not money, is not obedience, it's disobedience, it's attention. These kids are doing any and everything to get attention. They don't care how they get it. For a perfect example, the tight end, the good tight end we have who could be playing better, we lose a game and he's on social media trying to get attention. This is why Deion Sanders is prospering so much, because he is an attention magnet and everybody wants to be in the spotlight. This is why all of the celebrities are going that way, because it is a show. It ain't about, trust me when I tell you, I'm one of the funniest in the business. I'm gonna put it to your hands down. It ain't about how funny you are no more. It's about how much notoriety you have. And that's across the board with anything. We're probably one of the most entertaining football podcast there is out there. We may not be the biggest because we don't have the notoriety yet. So you just got to keep grinding and keep grinding. And I really believe this weekend, I think there's going to be a turnaround. I think that we're going to go out and we're going to play well. And I think we're going to convince some people that we're not gone. I just believe that.
Real quick, we got a couple of super chats to get to. Wookie Gremlin, $2. Shout out to my wife, Britt. She's an OG Bama fan. And then Big Bill from New York, $5. What is up with this offensive line coach? Our offensive tackles are overweight, and the center looks 25 pounds heavier than last season. WTF is going on?
Buffets. That's what's going on. Golden Corral.
Another thing, the center has to help the quarterback. He hasn't snapped like that ever. I don't know what's going on this year, but that's one thing he got to help us out with that.
Real quick, Steven, real quick. If you wouldn't mind, our second guest is here. Get the audience fired up as only you can, sir.
All right, so the second guest has entered the room. This is another one of my brothers I had the joy of covering by the way of Prattville, Alabama. Went to Autauga Academy, 5-star tight end, national champion, Super Bowl champion. I don't know why Lane Kiffin did not choose to use him until late in the 2015 season. But I digress from that because Coca found my boy for 2, not 1, but 2 touchdowns. We got the Juice Man, not OJ Simpson. OJ Howard, Juice Man is in here.
OJ, I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan.
Welcome in, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Is Roberto McBride over there by you?
Huh?
Is Roberto McBride over there by you?
Yeah, Bert, man, he over this way. I ain't seen him in a while, but he lived down the road a little bit.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, me and Bert were roommates for a year.
Okay.
Yeah,
quick shout out to JR Too Nice.
RC, what up, man? What's good, bro? How you been?
I've been good, man. How you been, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. Holding in the road, bro. I can't complain, bro.
Boy got some long hair in his head now, Bo. Look at him.
Hold on. Y'all didn't get the memo, Ronnie and OJ. Y'all didn't get no. You can't come over here trying to outbeard us now. Hold on.
Oh, come on. I've been doing this for some time. I can't cut it now, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some beer oil on mine and get right, man. So.
Well, welcome in, Stephen. Before he jumped on you or had a point you're about to make, if you would go ahead, and then we'll get OJ in the mix.
Go ahead, yeah.
And the point I was about to make was going back to Marvin was saying here this week. You can't allow Pete Golden to get the win. You can't do that. Like you cannot do that. And I know these players have been talking a lot about Pete Golden this entire week of practice, but you cannot, by all means necessary, have Pete Golden walk into Bryant-Denny and walk out with a win. That would just be the biggest disappointment. That'd be a major disappointment.
But understand this, the day that Pete was let go from Alabama, he went to Ole Miss, he circled this date on his calendar. And you better believe him and Lane gonna come and they're gonna bring everything they got.
Mm-hmm. They're definitely gonna do that.
I don't believe it's gonna happen, man. I just don't believe it. I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
3-3 at half with South Florida. So until you show me something different.
Marvin, did you really watch the game?
Yeah, I did. I won a lot of money. I took the under in the first half, and I took the under for the game, so I came out clean.
Hey, shout out to Jimmy Clay, $10 super chat. What's up, fellas? Well, but any consolation, Marvin, Ole Miss did give up 474 yards to Georgia Tech last week. Haynes King threw for over 300 yards, and they only got about 2 sacks. So they're having their problems too up front. They're struggling as far as getting penetration. Yeah, but then again, they all play in our offensive line.
But we only had 3.5 yards total against South Florida.
Man, if they just do, I feel like they just run the ball and they just use what we have, the strength of what we have on offense, I think the defense is going to hold up and take care of itself. But I just feel like that, they need to run the ball, like literally. Read option, going downhill at guys. I think that's the strength. But I think we're not getting to it. I think we're just trying to do stuff to please everybody instead of doing what we do. So that's what I think was going on when we get into these games. Like, it's like, I think he can do this at this point. Or like, I think he can make this pass at this point. It's like you're not going with the flow of things. You're not going with what's going to really work. So, I think if we do that, I think we'll be good this weekend as well.
But when we come out of a game and the most played highlight from that game is our safety getting ran over, that's a problem.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's a problem.
It definitely is a problem. But it's just like, I do think it's more guys that's, that can definitely be seeing the field. If what we're seeing now is not what it is, I'm pretty sure that we got more guys that can definitely see the field and they can definitely help out.
Steve Brown, how are you taking up 2 squares?
I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened.
He stepped away to smoke a Newport.
I think the people wanted to see me twice, so that's what happened. I don't know.
Well, OJ, you jumped in a little bit late. If you could, man, I don't know how much time you've been able to really dissect the offensive line was. Can you give us a new perspective as to what may be going on? Because, like I said before, the biggest mystery to me, having 3 upperclassmen up front, you would think that there'll be more continuity, better push, less sacks. What can you say that may be leading to this disaster that we see up front?
Yeah, man. I'm starting to, as I watch the last couple of games, I'm thinking more like, is it just their mentality? Are they not, have the mentality that just we got to dog and maul guys off the ball? Because when we play Middle Tennessee State, those guys were playing on our side of the line of scrimmage most of the night. And that's when I was concerned the first time. And I was like, man, this ain't Bama way. But I was like, it's the first game of the year. They'll kind of get out of it. And then it happened versus Texas. And then we saw it obviously versus USF. So, that was my concern with that. Like, I think at some point you just got to say, we got to have that mentality. We're going to dog these guys off the ball. And then, of course, you look at the coaching. You got to say, is the coach getting through to them during the week? Are they doing the right drills necessary at practice? Like, if you see your guys are struggling to keep their pad level low, we got to hit the shoots at practice. I don't care what the guys complain about. We're going to hit these shoots until y'all want to stay low. That's what Mario Cristobal used to do with us. Like, he came over to the tight end position after the O-line my senior year. Like, we would have to hit the shoots because we played too high in the run game. So I'm thinking they got to get back to the basics and the fundamentals. And, at that level, it started with the coaching. You got to help these guys, kind of stay low in the run game. And so, that's what I see. I think mindset and get back to the basics in fundamental drills.
And how desperately do you want to see the tight ends free? That's one of the position groups we had circled in the off season. Probably one of the best ones coming in, and you see guys like Amari Black, who is a matchup nightmare. CJ Dupree coming over from Maryland, who can definitely be a problem against defenses. But Robbie Oots can be used in a myriad of ways. How important is getting these tight ends involved to getting this offense rolling?
You know what? I think honestly, and I was gonna say this next. All those guys showed me flashes of all the things they can do. I think Oops, we need to use him a lot more as an H-back. Let him come in there and use that Justin Fowler role. Let him block a little bit, fill in, get some wham blocks. Let him do some lead weak side ball runs, and then sneak him through the gap every now and again, because he showed me he got great hands on Saturday when he caught that low ball at the goal line. So all these guys can catch. Not Black, put him up the seams, put him on all the double move routes, and then Dupree he can catch. So I think we should utilize these guys, but I think more importantly, we're gonna have to start utilizing these guys in pass pro. They're gonna have to start chipping for them tackles. That's just the reality. Like, I see the tackles are struggling with fast edge rushers. Tight ends may have to chip, man. That's probably this what they're gonna have to do for a little bit until the tackles can gain some confidence, and then chip, get out to the flat. And then that can be good for Milroe. He may see these guys chip, and then you always got a safety blanket right over the ball to the flat. Just throw it to them. That's 5 yards, you know what I'm saying? And that's like a run. So I think we should get these guys involved in the passing game for sure, but they biggest role maybe need to be chipping, helping these left tackles and right tackles, in the pass protection game.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, Sishi, 1999. Lane needs to stop worrying about who coached our defense in the USF game. Worry about yourself. And then Durkee Hayes, 2 issues, coaching, and you got to have the dog in you. One of my favorite old players was Nick Gentry, number 58 from the 2007 through 2011 teams. He was undersized, but you always saw him shine when he hit the field. Stephen and Smith, you had a question before I interrupted. My bad.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. So OJ, I wanted to ask this. So I know for you watched Blake Sims play in 2014. You watched Coker in 2015, and in both years, Lane Kiffin was on the sideline.
Yep.
Like, how important is, from your perspective, to have that OC when you're working with a young quarterback on the sideline? I know folks say you get the bird's eye view from the box, from that sideline, you eye level with those players. So if there's any type of friction, confusion, you right there to calm them guys down. How important is it, or how special can that be, especially for Tommy Rees, who needs to be on the field kind of guiding Milroe?
Yeah, man. My buddy asked me that during the game. He was, actually this weekend, like, why is he in the box? And I didn't know the answer to that. I said, I don't know if it's the preference of the OC or if that's the preference of Coach Saban, saying that the OC trusts somebody, an analyst on the field, that he trusts the analyst on the field to do that role that he usually would do. I don't know how they agree on that, you know what I mean? But for me personally, I think these guys need to see him on the field. Like, so, because when you come to the sideline, you make that adjustment with him. Like, Kiffin get to tell you what he sees. Why I'm not, not Kiffin, but Rees get a chance now to tell you why, he's calling these plays. Like, Jalen, I'm calling this play because I'm seeing them run cover 2 a lot. I'm seeing them roll to cover 4, so we're going to hit more of these runs. And now you guys are communicating back and forth. And, like, if something happened, like, what did you see, Jalen? Why did you throw that ball when you could have threw the post? And now they communicating, they getting this, face-to-face connection during the game. I think that was the biggest thing for Blake and Lane. Even during times during the game, believe it or not, you would see Kiffin do the little, the whistle. And then he'll tell Blake, like, this the look. And then Blake would know to stick with the first run, stick with the first play. Let's throw the pass instead of checking to the run. So whatever it takes to win, you know what I'm saying? Until Blake got comfortable enough to know this was a look where we're going to go to the check. Man, hey, whistle, get Milroe attention, do what it takes. But as long as we win in the game, I don't care what we do. You know what I'm saying? So Lane would do all that stuff, when we played to help these guys out until they built the confidence to run the offense themselves. And I think that's maybe the road that we got to start taking with our team until the season get going a little bit and Jalen start getting a good rhythm with the offense and the chemistry with the team.
But you still have to keep the defense off his ass.
Yeah.
No matter what you call it, if nobody's blocking.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what
Right.
you're right, and I think that's where it come in. Like I say, like you may just have to get the tight ends a chip for a little bit. Yeah, we lose a guy. Yeah, we lose a guy in the route. But listen, I got faith in number 3 Burton. I think he can win 1-on-1. I see he got separation. Bun seemed like a guy that can get open a lot. And then you may have to go when you go 2 tight end personnel. Keep
2 tight ends
in the game. Keep Dupree in their game. Let not Black be the other guy running the route. While these guys in protection. So you can go 3 receivers, you can go 2 tight ends, and let a free release of a tight end, and then switch it up. And like I say, this stuff can all change later on in the year once our offensive line gain confidence, or we can see them pick up the pass protection. But until then, man, you got to have somebody to help them out. And like I told both, the backs too, man, they got to step up in the pass pro. They can't be
step up in the pass pro and hit some.
And go create the contact.
They ain't hitting nobody right now.
Everybody got to put a hand in.
Problem in the pass game. They've been a big problem in the pass game. They ain't been able to pass protect. And often when the quarterback gets sacked, it be the running back guy that's sacking the QB. And that
I know at least about
4
or 5 I've seen
flushing him out, flushing the quarterback out, and they giving them the opportunity to get a sack.
Yeah. All right, but here's one thing y'all got to consider though. For a team that struggles with base pass blocking, and you know, I'm talking about against a 3-4 D-line front, 3-4 front, they struggle with that. So if I know you struggle with that, I'm finna unleash all types of games up front on you. Man, do you understand the stunts and the games that I'm finna do? Because if you can't block a 3-man front, I'm finna eat your ass alive. Listen, man, it's only a matter of time before somebody truly comes in and exploits that offensive line to the fullest. Texas did it. 5 sacks, 9 TFLs. Somebody, I'm telling you, if they can't handle base blocking, base packages, it's gonna be a long season.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why you're gonna have to start going 7-man pro, and you're gonna have to start going 7-man pro, dog, and that's gonna lose a lot of people in the passing route game. But man, you're right, bro. Like I was thinking this to myself. I say, bro, you know, a lot of college players don't really do this, but they gonna have to start doing individual extra meetings probably with their coach, bro, and pass pro, like until they can pick it up. Because like you said, Marvin, they don't know how like to stay on who, like the tackle the guard may come off a guy when he should have stayed down. The center may turn back when he should have went right. They got to get on the same page because, like you said, somebody finna open up that full arsenal where they finna get so many stunts, pirate stunts, Sam at D, all that safety. Bro, they finna get everything because, you know, it's Bama. So, you know, people gonna bring their best shot when they play us. So we got to be ready. And when you show a weakness on tape, everybody know they gonna try to exploit it the next week until you show you can pick it up.
And this is what Alabama fans need to understand. As much hell as we gave Pete Golden as our defense coordinator, Pete's going to come here to prove a point. And I'm telling you now, he's going to have them coached up and better prepared than any defense he's ever coached in his life. So they better be ready.
Yeah. And you can flip the script and say that on the offensive side. Man,
that's true.
Kiffin, hey, he got a
Lane Flint.
He just seen what Sarkisian just did. Oh, sorry, he went up there and beat Coach by 10 points. I'm gonna show y'all how I can really get active on the offensive side. And trick plays. He finna try to run everything he got. Cause Kiffin, you know, he gonna want to do with Sarkisian.
But I think if they running back,
go at Kool-Aid too. He gonna go at Kool-Aid as well.
But he gonna go at everybody.
He love to go at the person that they supposed to be the number one guy. So, you know, he like to expose the impact player on the defensive side.
OJ, one question. What was that phone call like between Sarkisian and Lane Kiffin the day after that win? Because you know Lane called him to get the full game plan.
Oh, yeah. Man, listen.
But does he need to, though?
I would.
We got him. We got his number, Kiff. We got his number. You know, they talking like that. Because it's one thing about it when you come from under a guy and you were on his team, on his staff, and basically like a mentor role. He was a mentor for you. It's no better feeling than beating him. That's any level of anybody. You know, that's like when you finally get to beat your pops in basketball after he always beating you up. When you finally grow up and you can beat him in 1-on-1. You know, you happy. So he gonna pass the word along like Lane. You know, hit him with this, attack him with this. You know, they like to run this coverage, cover 4 quarters. That's why you kept seeing them run the post on us. They hit the post ball 2 times, bro.
2 times.
The safety gotta stay deep, bro. Like Coach Saban said, you can never be the last guy and get beat deep. So but you better believe Kiffin gonna try to hit that same little concept. He gonna hit the one concept that he ran with me in the championship game. Tight end go up the seam, the running back gonna go on the wheel, and then they're gonna have somebody else to try to hold the flat, and he gonna hope somebody take the flat. You know what I'm saying? He gonna run all that type of stuff to try to get the eye candy, making sure the eye discipline is in the back end is on deck. But one thing about Lane, sometimes he'll go to the well too many times, and I think we can get him with that. Like Sarkisian, you saw where he just kept, hey, I'm gonna hit coach with these. If it's working, I'm gonna keep going to it. The little bump.
I'm gonna keep going to it. Yeah.
Like Kiffin, he get greedy. He gonna try to, you know what I'm saying? I think
He goes to the
gonna get
too
him,
much
man.
to his own detriment sometimes.
But did you notice though, OJ? But did you notice a lot of it was in cover two? When you got a young middle linebacker who doesn't know how to carry that seam, it's an offensive coordinator's dream, baby. This is right up Lane. So the middle linebacker better get on his horse and realize cover two, your ass better get back deep as the damn deepest.
Yeah, you better either try to reroute, put some hands on that dude, bro, or you better open up and, like you said, get back, open up to the speed side, boy. You better try to get open now.
And you better get on your horse.
Hey, real quick, Don Parker, Super Chat, $5. I know Reese is catching heat. However, if you can't block, it will not matter what play is called or who the quarterback is. What happened to the basics?
Yeah.
Entitlement, this generation. That's what happened to them.
Man,
No doubt. But
man, I agree. I agree exactly with OJ, Marvin, and Ronnie. Like the whole conversation of what Lane Kiffin's going to want to try to do in this football game. Another thing Lane Kiffin's going to try to do is he's going to try to run the ball fast too. Like,
I was going to say
Quinshon Judkins, that we forgot about him.
He's going to run high tempo, run off the high tempo, but then the quarterback he got, Jackson Dart, got a lot of confidence in him.
Yeah, he does.
Jackson Dart has near 1,000 passing yards right now. So Lane is going to run quick tempo. He's going to try to get 2nd and 5, 3rd and 3 quick, run a little Quinshon Judkins off that shotgun look off the right. He's going to do a lot of that. Yeah. He's going to do a lot of high tempo running.
And Jackson Dart. Is he healthy this week? Yes. Jackson Dart is having that second year step up. He's becoming that guy, and he is ready to take that career defining moment, and that's taking the Alabama monkey off his back. If he does that, he's in front of a national audience, and all of a sudden he's thrown into the Heisman conversation. His NFL draft stock goes up. You mentioned people getting healthy, OJ. He has his weapons getting healthy at the right time too. Trey Harris is back this week. Their tight end, who's quietly having an all SEC caliber type of performance this year, Caden Priestcorn, is back. So they're going to be locked and loaded and ready to go. And Marvin, to your point, as far as a phone conversation, honestly, I don't think that Lane needed to have a conversation. He's a master manipulator of defenses. He knows where to throw the ball and how to find the matchups and expose them.
Yes, he does. But when you could call your buddy, hey man, I like that chick. You know, you used to be friends with her. Give me some pointers on. No matter how good you are at what you do, getting pointers is always a plus. And I'm gonna tell you this: do not be surprised if you see Lane Kiffin comes out in a formation that's gonna require Bama to be in probably 4 D linemen, something that's more designed to stop the run, and then he's gonna flex him out to a pass situation, go to high tempo, so that we can't get those big guys off the field, and we won't have enough on the back end to cover what he's running in terms of pass routes. And you're gonna see a lot of play action pass, and if that middle linebacker ain't getting his ass back there, we in trouble.
No doubt.
I'm gonna say this: the defensive line, and I'm referring to Damon Payne. I'm referring to all these guys on the defense line and Dallas Turner as well, who had 2.5 sacks last week. If there was ever a moment for you to have your game, now. Yeah. If there was ever a moment, Dallas Turner, Chris Braswell, Q Robertson, Deontay Lawson, Damon Payne, Justin, if there was ever a moment for you to have your game where you say enough is enough, now would be the moment.
Steve, you've been doing push-ups. I see you got the little tight sleeve on.
Look! I actually made it, Marvin, to page 6 of your book. I actually made it to page 6, so I'm happy about that.
Let me find out you got on some Spanx over there.
You are one to talk about having tight fitting anything, Marvin Constant.
But my guns are real, sir.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to Joseph Washington, $5. Love the show, fellas. Been advertising y'all on Bleacher Report app, and whenever I can. Not sure who told this O-line to gain that weight. Looking like the clumps. Wow.
Yeah, I never known for us to have that O-line with 320-pound plus all across the board. I ain't never known to be like that. I thought it was always like around 300, 305, maybe 315. So the boys can move. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never been that big on O-line for real.
Because OJRC wasn't big Cam Robinson was number 310.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest he was, 305 maybe.
Yeah. Most O-linemen are not that big because here's the thing about it. A good defensive coordinator, he's going to keep his speed package on the field that could also somewhat play the run, and they're going to run circles around y'all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Quick shout out. Defend $10 offensive coordinator will counter with overdose of our strengths. Oh no, what is that?
Golden Corral.
Yeah. Man.
All right, guys, we're getting close to the end of the show, but before we do that, we need to go around the room and give predictions of this game we're talking about. So we're going to start with Stephen and Smith, move to Marvin Constant, down to Bo, then to OJ, and Ronnie will finish things up. So if you would, give us your prediction, give us your player of the game, or if you want to, give us what you're looking for Alabama to turn the corner. Stephen M., take it away.
I'm looking for Alabama to turn this corner, but man, defensively, get after it, see it, understand what you're seeing, get after it. Offensively, Tommy Rees, don't screw this up. Do not screw this up, Tommy Rees. Final score 28-17, Bama.
Marvin.
I shall abstain from providing a score, but I will say this.
Because he's betting.
No, it's not because I'm betting. It's because my dislike for Pete and all this other stuff, I don't even want to end. So I'm just going to say this. This is going to be one of those career-defining games. So this team has an opportunity to either A, right the ship, or B, digress. And if they digress, this team will go down in history as one of the biggest letdowns in Alabama football history if they don't right this ship. And it starts with winning this game. So if they don't take those necessary steps now, it's going to be a long season. But I'll go Alabama 31-27, just for the hell of it.
All right, Bo?
My prediction, I'm going to go 28-21 Alabama. I'm expecting the running backs to do a better job at blocking, running. Once we messed up on blocking, it was hell at practice that we were working on blocking. So hopefully that running back coach take that into consideration to work on blitz pickup, piece of blocking and all.
Oh, Bowden, he must be down there in Greene County somewhere on the phone.
Yeah.
A crop duster just flew over. And actually, y'all don't need to listen to him too closely. He almost went to Ole Miss. I don't know if anybody knew about that, but he was a Hugh Freeze recruit.
They all know about that.
Man.
But our audience does not.
If they follow recruiting, they know.
I hear you. OJ, one of the biggest things I think that you mentioned when it comes to this game is mindset. Is a week enough to turn around the toxic mindset that we've had thus far?
I heard they said they had a players only meeting, and that's a good start. Hopefully they did a lot of calling out people and and also pointing fingers at themselves about what they can do better, and each player taking accountability. That's a good start. I saw they had a meeting, so hopefully they kind of get on that page, man. It's just about it ain't never gonna be pretty, man. But if y'all on the same page doing something wrong, even if the online do the wrong blocking scheme, as long as we mess up the same way and we all get the same guy covered, we get our guys covered. If you all got the wrong protection, you blocking 75 protection, y'all supposed to be blocking 72. As long as we get everybody blocked, we'll deal with it on Monday. So
OJ,
that's what I'm saying. Go all out for each other if it's the right thing or not. I think that's where it starts with their mindset on that type of level. And like I said, I got a couple players of the game. I think Rodell Williams is gonna come in big. He should take a bigger role. He earned it. And I look forward to seeing one of the tight ends stepping up. I'm gonna go Black 84. I think he got a chance to make some plays against Ole Miss, hit those seams and stuff like that, make some plays for us. But Rodell Williams, look forward to him having a big game. and I'm going to go Bama 35-28.
Now, OJ, I got to say this. When I played, we lost the game early in the season. And, we had guys calling all these team only meetings. And finally, I think it was after the third one, you know what my response to all of them was? F all these damn meetings. Do your effing job. If you do your job, we don't need them. And I chewed so much ass. But we went on to win the SEC championship.
Right.
And we didn't have any more meetings after that.
Hopefully it's their first and last one. Like you said, you get too many, that ain't a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question, Marvin.
I hope it wasn't that Golden Corral. They need to lose some weight. They listen, man. At this point in the season, having player-only meetings it's irrelevant to me because you know what the job is. If you're going to do it or you're not, you don't need to have a players-only meeting to get your mind right to go out here and play on national TV in front of 100,000 people in the stadium to do your job. You've done it all your life. You've done it in high school. You've done it in the summer on 7-on-7s. You worked out in the offseason. You did fourth quarter. Why do you need players on them? Just do your damn job.
Okay, Ronnie, that leaves you, sir. And if you would, give us the coaching perspective and a former player perspective because you wore both hats. I'm curious to hear what you got to say.
I just think the biggest thing, man, is just I don't see the passion. I don't see the love like OJ played with every time he played, like Bo played with. Like guys I saw every single day go after it. I'm talking about balls to the wall. I'm talking about every single day. Like in everything that we did, it was a competition. I mean, hell, if it was about, who had the most points, if we can get the points down from going to class or, on Fridays during the summertime, we had workouts of who's going to have to do the stadiums, have to do the most of it. Like we was always competing in everything that we did. And I don't think that aspect is there anymore. I don't feel that culture of of how we had it. And I'm not saying that it's supposed to always be that way because I know it's definitely going to change because of the generation, the kids that it is. But somebody has to definitely keep that tradition alive. And I don't know if it's more alumni coming back. I don't know if they need to allow more of that. I don't even know if they need to allow more speakers. I don't know what it may be. But at the end of the day, just like Marvin been saying, you got to be able to do your job. You got to be able to hold yourself accountable. But it has to mean something to you to go get that job done. And how consistent can I be with doing every single thing at a high level every single snap. And it ain't that hard. I mean, hell, it's only about what? In college, the average snap is what, OJ? It ain't that damn long. So, you only have to do your job no more than about 5 seconds. I mean, hell, it's really not that hard. So if you really break it down and you look at it, 5 to 10 seconds of my true athletic ability of what I know what to do, learning the plays, knowing what to do for 5 seconds for 110 maximum percent, it's not that hard. It's definitely it's a mindset. So I
playing 5 minutes.
It's a mindset.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to go talk to him, but we're gonna have to turn the cameras off because we ain't gonna need that to be. We have to turn the cameras off for that.
But I do think it'll be a high scoring game. I think the number's gonna be high. I think both teams. To me, I think Bama get them like 35-28 or maybe, it'd be higher than that, maybe 38-35, something like that. But I think Bama definitely get them, but I think the score is going to be a little bit higher than what people are thinking. So I think it may be another shootout. This is how I'm looking.
Oh, I'm taking
the game. Are you going to favor Roydell Williams since he's wearing that number 5? You made it look good when you played?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Roydell, man. I mean, all the backs, man. Like I say, Bama got RBU, man, and we always had it. And I know the guys that I played with and guys that I've seen come through there. So, hell yeah, I'm rooting for those guys. And I just, like I say, run the ball. Those two guys besides right there at the bottom beside me know that we didn't watch somebody carry that thing 50 times in the game. So all you got to do is hand that rock off and get guys going. So, it's just that simple. It's just we make it hard by adding everything else to it. That's all.
Yes, sir. I want to get to a couple of super chats real quick. Don Parker, $2. Miss Terry needs to give these boys a talking to. She probably will get through to them. And then Michael Williams, $9.99. Reese calls slow developing plays for Milroe and Ty, but successful quick plays for Tyler. The line is more successful in less than 3-second quick plays. It's like he's trying to set Milroe up for failure. Wow.
Yeah, that's all he got is 2 seconds to get the ball out the way they block.
And program alert, I want to remind everybody who is a faithful fan of this channel, we have 2 other shows on Tuesday night, which is tonight. We had the final whistle at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern with Matt Caddell, Chris James, Dan James, Ty Hayes, Coach Smook, and me. And then on Wednesday night, actually the host of this next show is in the audience right now. Cece Payne has the Crimson Dynasty. Check her out tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And she's going to have one of our top recruits, leading edge rusher Sterling Dixon on.
Justin, before we get out of here, I got one message for Tommy Rees. Bubble screens, run screens, okay? Start mixing it up so that the D-line has to think, so they're just not attacking our quarterback. Screens, draws, things like that. This is a thing called play action pass.
What's that?
Things you do as an offensive coordinator to set up bigger plays later in the game. Can we try some of that this week?
And there's this thing back in the day we used to run with our Darius Stewart called a jet sweep. Am I saying that right? Can we bring that back, please?
I love it. Sweet. I love it. Sweet.
Before we go to the closing segment, OJ, I got to ask you a quick question. What was a bigger deal to you in your playing days, that game you balled out against Clemson or seeing Ronnie get that touchdown?
Man, hey, Ronnie, who that was versus? That was
Versus
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, boy.
Ole Miss. Ronnie, this is your week, sir.
Yeah.
That was big time because I think that was it after your second Achilles injury.
Yeah, second one.
Man,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Now that I know what it was like to go through it, because I did it. I've had an Achilles injury. Man, that's impressive, bro. Like I had one. This man had 2, and you get a chance to go back, bounce back, and score. That was a big moment for all of us. I think we almost stormed the field, bro. Get a.
Oh yeah, we almost got a flag for that. I do remember that.
That was big time, bro.
You had 2 flat tires running?
Yeah, I had 2, man. I'm telling you, bro. 2 of them, dog.
It's no better. I tell people all the time, bro. It's no better feeling than throwing a big block, seeing somebody else score, like when a block that you did to spring it. Like I think. Oh, in the championship game we played in Tampa, I pancaked this dude on that counter sweep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the reason I got drafted over that.
Did it look like when Deontay Lawson got pancaked last week against Texas?
Man, that was crazy, bro.
Hey, I don't even want to talk about that, man. I don't even want to talk about that.
Ryan, OJ, if that happens,
it would have been bad on Sunday. I mean, on Monday, good, bad, and ugly would have been bad. I know that.
Yeah, you already know it.
My coach would have never got past that play. He'd have rewound it for 100 times for 2 hours straight, and that's what we would have ended the meeting.
Back in the day, Ronnie, we would have been scooting down in our seats.
Trying to hide.
I'm trying to get to the bathroom.
Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. Hey, we get some sunflower seed.
More importantly, if that happens, how does Ashawn and Ruben act on the field?
Man, them boys on you hard, boy. I've been in the meetings. They going crazy with you too the next day on Tuesday meeting.
Oh yeah.
Meeting. Man, that's
crazy.
Yeah, that's.
Man, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. If your middle linebacker's not a dog, he's not a killer, and not leading by example, it's not gonna translate to your defense. I keep saying this.
Well, guys, we're running out of time, but before we let everyone go, we're gonna go around the room so everybody can pop their stuff. As always, we're gonna start with the illustrious Marvin Constant, then we'll go to Steve Smith, then Bo, and then our 2 guests will do their thing last. Marvin, tell the folks what you got coming up next, how they can find you on social media, and then how they can get their hands on 40 Plus Strong.
It's real easy. Constant 45. That's my IG. I ain't hard to find. It's right there. The link to my book, Physical and Mental Fitness at 40 Plus, is on my Instagram. It's $15 on Amazon. Stephen M. Smith is trying to show off his little baby guns, but if you want the real deal, though, baby, no. But it's 3 different 6-week workout programs. You can write in the book, track your progress along the way. I'm always available for comments. Physical and Mental Fitness at 40 Plus. Again, it's not about lifting heavy weights and pounding and destroying your body at this age. It's about doing functional training that's going to help you in everyday life and help you live quality of life.
All right, Stephen M. Smith.
When
how can they get your guns?
When I'm not getting tips from Marvin over here. Seriously, y'all read the book though. When I'm not getting tips from Marvin here, they can find me touchdownalabama.com. That's touchdownalabama.com. Recovering Crimson Tide. Tomorrow, Coach Saban will have the Wednesday press conference. I will be there to hear what Coach Saban is trying to say to round this thing off before the game against Ole Miss. We got in my own words tomorrow. We're talking this Ole Miss matchup. Hopefully, the matchup where Pete Golding does not return to Tuscaloosa and walk out of here with the W. That's not what we want to see happen. But we'll be with Coach Saban tomorrow.
Hey, Stephen, while you're in there with Coach, tell him I want to give him a copy of an autographed copy of my book so he can, go get in shape.
Yeah, I got you.
Bo, what you got, man?
Same as last week, man. You can find me on our social media, Bo Scarborough. We just actually got a new thing with Amazon, so trying to get it on Amazon as well. So we're going through that process right now. And yeah, that's about it for me as far as like the Paul Brown stuff and the Bama Standard website as well. And I'm also going to get it. I should have my mic by next week from Daniel now. So that's about it for me.
He's going to sound official, guys. Moving on up. Hey, shout out to our two guests tonight, Ronnie Clark and OJ Howard, folks. We greatly appreciate y'all jumping on and do your thing. Before you go, tell the folks how they can find you on social media and what you got coming up next. Start with OJ.
I taught OJ how to catch. He ain't gonna tell y'all that though.
But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at the real OJ Howard, and then Instagram you can just type in OJ Howard, at name that the juice _80. It's Instagram. But yeah, man, I'm just right now, man. I'm a free agent, man. So I'm just staying ready. So I gotta get ready, man. Working out, man. Looking forward to get a couple calls soon, man. So week 3 coming up, man. So yeah, man, week 3, staying ready, man. Looking forward to get back out there making some plays, man, and doing what I love, man, while I still can, bro. So that's all I got going on right now.
Sweet. Ronnie, that leaves you, brother.
All right, man. Like I say, I really don't even know half of my social media tags for real. Just type my name in. I'll respond. Hopefully, I'm just playing. I definitely will respond. But yeah, RC1 area on Instagram mostly. You can look me up on Facebook as well. But I'm coaching. Still getting stuff in order. I'm definitely going to be starting this brand, Greatness by Choice brand. Choosing to be great in everything that you do. That will be coming out here soon. Y'all will be hearing a lot more about it. I'll definitely be talking to a lot of you guys about that. So that's what I'm working on right now in this process. Definitely looking for that for next summer and what we're going to be able to do. And definitely be able to get a lot of you guys involved with that too as well. So that's kind of what I'm working on, getting cooked up right now. But like I said, in the process, still coaching and just trying to change these guys' lives, man. That's the best thing I can do.
You still at Brookwood, Brandon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bet.
Hey, let us know when that stuff comes out, brother. We'll help you pop that stuff. Yeah. We're all about helping out the B-Sci-Fi community.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I say definitely. So
y'all can send Stephen Smith some beard enhancer. He need it. He's trying to get that. It ain't quite touched. Yeah, ain't quite lining up yet.
Man, it's connected. It just ain't growing all the way out yet.
I was gonna say OJ finna catch me soon. So
I gotta get right. I gotta get right. I just got some stuff in the mail, bro. I'm about to start.
Well, that's gonna do it for all of us here at the Bama Standard. Until next week, roll tide.
Roll tide.
Roll tide, man. Roll tide.
All right.